Hey guys, this is Reed with True Pump in Denver, Colorado, and today is fish tank cleaning day. So a couple times a year I try to go through these tanks and just do a really deep, thorough cleaning on the filter material. As you can imagine, we have a lot of fish in these tanks, so that adds up to a lot of fish waste and the filter media just gets really dirty. So currently I'm working on these tanks that are inside of our shop, and as you can see I have this orange hose. It's going out our back door here, and this is going into a container that I'm currently filling with water. Now this container is going to be used for cleaning my filter material, and this is all the tank water. So instead of using new water that's a different temperature, it's chlorinated, that would kill off all the good bacteria that I have currently built up on the bio balls, the filter pads, everything that's in those tanks. So I don't want to mess anything up with the tank, so I'm going to try to keep as much of that good bacteria as possible, and using this, that's definitely going to help out. It's also going to save water. Instead of wasting a bunch of new water to try to clean this stuff, again, I'm just going to use the tank water. So currently I'm filling this container. I'm going to bring all the filter material over to it. I'm going to dunk it in this container, try to get it as clean as possible, and then I'm going to go ahead and take it back over to these tanks. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So as you can see, pumps in the bottom there, and I think that container is just about full. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug this pump, and I'll remove it here in just a moment. But as you can see, there's two sections in the back here. So this section is our biological section, and this is our mechanical. So kind of everything is getting skimmed in here, and then this is kind of where all of the biological process is happening. So I'm going to take everything out of these two sections, the filter pads, the bio balls, the rock. I'm going to take everything out, put it in that tub, and then I'm going to take this blue hose, it's right here in the corner, and I'm going to rinse everything really good, get any of that fish waste out of there, get any of the debris or anything that's left, make sure they're nice and clean, and then I'm going to go ahead and fill this tank back up. So I'm going to get it nice and full, and I'm going to turn on the pump, and then I'm going to add in some detoxifier. So that's going to remove the chlorine from the water. I'm going to let it circulate throughout, and that way I'm not damaging any of the bacteria, any of the good bacteria that's on our filter material. Because again, if I just filled up those two back sections with brand new water, it's different temperature and it's chlorinated, so that would be harmful to all the good bacteria we have built up. So again, I'll let the tank get full, I'll give it a couple, maybe 15-30 seconds of the detoxifier, kind of let it circulate throughout the whole tank, and then I'm going to take all of our clean filter material, I'm going to put it in these back two sections. So a good example would be this tank right here. So as you can see, the net's back on it, all the koi are down there, but this one's already nice and clean. So if we take a look here, you can see all the filter material, those rocks are nice and shiny, the bio balls don't have anything on them. Same thing with this area here. Or if we look here, this is another good example. You can see that filter pad that's down there is nice and clean. There's not a bunch of fish waste on it, there's not a bunch of stuff around the sides. These tanks have already been nice and cleaned, which is again what we do every so often, because there's just so much buildup. We have a lot of fish in these tanks, so it's always good to go through, and at the same time I can do maintenance as well. So like for example, this pipe right here came loose, I was able to re-glue it, and then kind of mess with anything else that I need to while I'm working on this. So far so good. I have two of the tanks completed, so I have this tank done and this tank done, and next up I have that far tank and this tank right here. And you might be curious, how exactly do I get to the back of these tanks? Obviously I don't have any waders or anything, it's just me. So what I do is I have my handy dandy board, so I'll show you guys. This is very, very fun. The last thing you want to do is fall. Thankfully I haven't yet, but what I do is I take this nice board or plank and I set it across the tanks, and I make sure it's nice set in place, not going to move or anything. And what I can do is I can hop up on this step stool and basically sit on there, and then what I do is by hand I transfer everything out. So I sit on this board, pull all the media out, go and clean it, do all the rinsing, do all the cleaning, and this board is what supports me, keeps me nice and dry, because again I can't get into the tank, it's way too far away to get to the back. So this board comes in really nice and handy. Like for example, this is what I was just using it for this tank. As you can see, it's pretty much a perfect fit. So just got to stay balanced. It's definitely a little bit fun, but as long as you're careful, and especially after doing it a couple times, getting some practice in it definitely helps. So just wanted to show you guys a little bit of our process here at True Pump. Hope you guys are having a great holiday season, and we look forward to seeing you guys coming up in the new year 2025.